Majorca Cycling Center Academy, Wojciech Beran's School of Cycling. Road bikes. Balance and hand signals are a total must when riding a road bike. In today's episode of Majorca Cycling Center Academy, we're going to show you the right technique. The skills of riding your bike with one hand or no hand and keeping the balance are the basic abilities every cyclist should be fully familiar with. Everyone should be able to let one or the other hand go and ride no hand. Hand signals are a very important part of communication when riding a road bike, especially during group rides. There are a few basic hand signals which every road cyclist should know well. Before taking a turn, it is important to let other riders know by lifting up your arm in time, about 50 to 100 meters before taking the turn. When we want to or have to stop, we lift up our right hand well in advance of stopping. When we need to avoid a visible obstacle, for instance, a hole in the road, a drain, a parked car, or a pedestrian, we wave our hand on the side of the obstacle and lead the way around. When we need to get over an obstacle, like a railway or a bump, we wave our hand 2 times behind our back. In this way, other riders will know that they need to get ready to lift up their wheel to get over the obstacle or jump in case of a bigger obstacle keeping up enough speed. All the hand signals that are used in a peloton, such as warning against any coming obstacles, railways, bumps, stopping, must be passed on to the other riders all the way to the last one. Before we get up, we hold the hoods and wave up with our fingers 2 times, or we wave our hand 2 times up along our hips. The last hand signal comes handy in case we are leading the group and we want to leave the lead. We also use our hand, and by taking a long swing with the whole arm, we let another rider take over. More experienced riders usually only turn their elbow to one side. When reaching out for the bottle, the rider should keep pedaling and just move the relevant knee to the side. The bottle should be returned back in the cage in the same way. You should take only small sips of the drink, but regularly. While taking a bar out of your pocket, you should take the same approach. While doing that, we don't look at the bar or bottle, but focus on what is going on ahead of us. When we ride in a group, we usually drink or eat when we are at the tail, where we can't threaten other riders. We never eat or drink when we are in the lead of the group. Putting on and taking off clothes requires a very good command of balance, as there is a need to ride no hands. In order not to threaten other riders, it is recommended to ride at the tail of the group during such an operation. The best way to get the feel of your bike and learn to keep the balance is to practice track standing. To practice that, we find a gentle slope, and with a low gear setup, we ride slowly with the front wheel against the slope until the wheel stops and tends to reverse. By putting and releasing pressure on the pedals, we keep going back and forth to keep the balance. If you start losing balance, just ride off the spot. Having good balance skills comes in handy in case of getting through narrow sections. When we are approaching such places, we focus our sight at the end of the section. In this way, the brain gets the impulse to get through the place. In our next episode, you will address one of the most complicated skills, which is riding with other riders in a group. This technique can save you a large portion of energy and radically increases your average speed. In the next episode of Majorca Cycling Center Academy, we will show you all the tricks you need to do this. You have been guided through this episode by our professional trainer, Wojciech Beran, MA. Would you like to make the most of your cycling? Do not hesitate and join our team in Majorca. Majorca Cycling Center, the international bicycle rental of BMC and Colnago bikes. International training cycling camps for all age and performance groups. Experienced and certified trainers, guides, mechanics, physiotherapists, and masseurs. Do you want to train in Majorca? Then come with MajorcaCyclingCenter.com. Join us and make the most of your cycling in Majorca. Bookings on MajorcaCyclingCenter.com.